Alright, what's up? I got another deck tech. Now, I'm going to tell you, this has got to be the worst damn budget deck for Modern that I've ever seen. This deck is so cheap to make, for one, as far as price goes. And then it's just terrible. God, just kind of glad I didn't play Magic back then, because stuff like this. Well, then again, I mean, it does have like a couple cards from this year, but just knowing just a few things, I don't know. Good God, I hate this deck. But this is my friend's deck. It's his Modern Goblins. So he runs 2 Raging Goblin, 1-drop, 1/1 with haste, and then he runs 4 1-drop Goblin Fire Slingers, and you tap it and it does 1 damage to target player. And then he runs 2 Legion Loyalist. It's a 1-drop, 1/1 with haste, and its battalion is whenever it and at least 2 other creatures attack, creatures you control gain first strike and trample, and they can't be blocked by creature tokens. So you can't chump block them. Alright. And then he runs 3 Goblin War Drivers, 2-drop, 2/2. The Battle Cry just does that to beef up his goblins a little bit more. And then he runs 3 Goblin King. It's a 3-drop, 2/2 that has all goblins get +1/+1 and have Mountain Walk. Just mainly using it for their +1/+1. If somebody does have a mountain, they're screwed. And then Goblin Chieftain. It's like the same thing. I guess he would have a fourth Goblin dude. But it's got haste and all goblins get +1/+1. Be quiet, kitty. And then he's got 2 Goblin War Chief, 3-drop. Goblin spells you play costs 1 colorless less to play. And all goblins have haste. And by giving goblins haste, that really works well with Krenko Mob Boss. Yeah. It runs 3 of those. It's a 4-drop, if you don't know about this card. It's a legendary creature, so you can only have 1 on field at a time, thank God. And you tap it, and put X 1/1 red goblin creature tokens on the battlefield, where X is the number of goblin creatures you control. So, say by turn 4 he has 4 or 5 goblins out, and then that's 10 or 11 goblin tokens. God, I can hear that cat just freaking out. And he has 1 goblin Matron, which is basically like it's just a tutor. Just search your library. Comes into play from your hand. Search your library for a goblin card and put it in your hand and shuffle library. 3-drop. That's just, if he ain't got his Krenko, he can just search for it. And then here's just straight bullshit right here. Alright, 1-drop sorcery, Goblin War Strike. Alright. Terrible. Goblin War Strike deals damage equal to the number of goblin creatures you control to target player. Just a 1-drop, goblins don't cost much to cast. I mean, why would you make this card? You can easily do 5 or 6 damage to somebody like it ain't nothing. And then it's a 1-drop. Really? Make it cost 1 red, really? Why? He had 3 of these in his hand one time and just blah blah blah. And just merculated me. Okay, and then, as if that wasn't bad enough, then he runs 4 Goblin Grenades. Another 1-drop, really? This. Alright. Lava Axe costs 5 mana? And that's a 5. It deals 5 to target player. And this is a 1-drop. As an additional cost to cast is sacrifice a goblin And then Goblin Grenade deals 5 damage to target creature or player. Really? This is basically a 2-cost 5 burn spell. The Goblin that you're going to cast probably it might be a 3-cost 5 burn spell at most, because you're not going to pay for a Goblin that costs more than 1 or 2, because you're definitely not going to sack your big one or whatever, but you're going to have like tokens or whatever you're going to sack, and then like he'll Goblin War Strike me 3 times, I'm down to 5, and then do that and sack and then kill me. Terrible. And then 2 shocks. These normally get aimed at me just to get me down more. And then he runs 4 Dragon Fodders, 2-drop, put 2 Goblin tokens on the field. And then 4 Krenko's Command, 2-drop, put 2 Goblin creature tokens on the field. So as you can see, he can just, the plans, like he can go beef up all my Goblins, go in for the all-out attack, just aggro, just overrun with, Krenko's Command. Krenko, just doubling them up and then hitting with a whole bunch of 3/3s or 4/4s. And, oh yeah, he runs 20 mountains. I told you to be quiet, Toby. And, yeah, it's pretty good deck. Just hate being on the receiving end of it. Just terrible. If you like Modern, this I can guarantee you will definitely. This deck will win on turn 4. Sometimes 3. Normally an average of 4 to turn 6. This deck will win. Now, if the other person, I don't really know too much about Modern. I don't know if this is like not a good deck in Modern or not. But to me, it would seem that this deck would probably just rape, and it's terrible, just terrible, terrible.